That's right. It's the morning show right here on KVVB TV, channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. Yes, it's great to have you with us. On today's show, we got a lot to talk about. We got a little bit later on, we'll be talking about Robert Half and a study that was done recently about, getting sick, what people do. 9 in 10 LA workers go into work sick with cold and flu symptoms. What? Yeah, I think we all have been there, right? You're like, I gotta work. What do you expect? Now, if there could be like a bubble that you could go in and maybe work on, maybe that might be really nice. You'd be like, oh, you're showing up for work today? You get in the bubble. So we'll find out if Robert Half recommends that or if she pretty much is going to shy away from that. Aaron Sullivan is going to be joining us live over here, one of the great people over at Robert Half. And so we'll be talking about that. First of all, though, we want to say a big shout out to Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there in the studio. Jesse, what's going on over there?
Not much. Just holding up here in the bunker. I'm not quite sure what time it is yet or day, but I'm pretty sure when I come out, spring will happen.
Yeah, you look, yeah, the whole time change, right? Are you like acclimated just yet? I'm not. I'm not. I'm it's cool in the morning because I feel like, oh, I had an extra hour to sleep in, but at night getting that dark thing going on really quick, I'm like, oh, I forgot about this. I don't like that feeling when you come out. You're like, it feels so much later than it actually is. And you're like, oh, well, technically, right? So, well, hey, good news though. Today is a national day of sorts, and it's very easy to choose from, Jesse, especially for you. It's either
Okay.
A, National Love Your Red Hair Day,
Okay. I have no red hair. Okay.
or National Donut Day.
Oh, I'm done a day. Come on.
There we go. All right, so National Donut Day. Now, how do you spell it? Is it Donut or Doughnut?
Ooh, good question. I spell it Donut, but that's how I spell it.
Yeah, it's actually both
Donut.
ways, right? It's both ways. You can't be wrong, but there's some people out there like, no, it is one way and it's not the other. Well, donut versus donut. Actually, the reason this actually happened originally, print ads for cake and glazed donuts and donuts, Doughnut, existed from at least 1896 in the United States. In 1919, the Square Donut Company of America was founded. Square Donuts offer an easier to package product. So we're going to talk about donuts around the corner and Robert Half right after these messages with our radio audience right after this. Stay tuned. All right, so there we go. Bust a move. Yeah, with that music right there. Let's see. So, yeah, what's your favorite donut? Maybe place to get a donut? We've got a list here for those of you that are wondering, like, where can I get me some donuts? I always love it when people bring those to to work and they're like, hey, I got the special donuts. But I'm that one person that's like, oh, I shouldn't, but I should. And then when nobody's looking, I go ahead and do it, right? I'm that person. I'm like, no, no, no. I'm watching my waistline, and then and put it down, and then you're like, right? So, is there a particular donut that you go for first, Jesse, when they open up those donuts, or is there one that you request when you go in?
Chocolate bars.
Like the
Chocolate
the
bars.
the
Yeah.
long ones, the long.
Yep.
Oh, Brenda likes those too, I believe. Yeah, she likes those. Sometimes they'll get the little one likes the ones with the sprinkles on top. I am not really a donut person unless it has coconut. Then I'll be like, gimme. Um, but the only it's not really a donut, but it's in the hole is bear claws and apple fritters. Everybody knows that's my weakness. That's I if I see one of those laying there, it's gone. Like, especially the apple fritters, you don't even have to do it all in one sitting. It's so big based on where you get these from. So I want to know, where does everybody get their donuts from that is like the best place? We used to live around the block of a really good donut place, like, um, but haven't been back since because, well, that's in Whittier.
We have 30 seconds, and I like to put a strip of bacon on my chocolate bars. I know.
Wait, what? You really like bacon? You're like, okay, so, huh? Have you had turkey bacon?
What I heard from you right now is wah 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 wah.
Oh shoot, is our internet
No,
like?
I'm just playing. No, it's because turkey
Oh, you
bacon.
don't you don't like turkey bacon? So messed up. I'm like, oh, our
Two
internet
seconds.
connection's terrible. Oh, got it. Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. Yes, we are happy to have you with us. Got lots to talk about today, including do you, when you are sick with either a cold or flu, go into work, or are you that person that says, no, I'm going to take the day off? Or are you the person that gets upset about the person that comes into work with the cold or flu and you're like, great, I'm going to have it. Thanks a lot. Which are you, Mr. Jesse Sanchez?
Knowing me, I would probably work when I'm sick.
Yeah, that's the majority of us, right? It's so hard, except the flu. The flu, the only, actually, no, that's not true. I did come in with, like, I had the stomach flu, and I'm like, I gotta go on air. And I did it, and I have to admit, I did pretty good, because it was like, I had, like, and this is probably too much information, but I'm not, don't have a problem anymore. So I had, nobody knew this during the show, except for, of course, Brenda and just a couple select few people. I think, Jesse, you knew this, or I don't remember if I shared this with you, but I had a bucket right next to me just in case
Oh,
I
I remember
needed to.
that.
You remember that? I was like, if I have to throw it to you all of a sudden, I need you to keep talking because I'm probably going to be like spewing my guts here. That's how bad it was. It was like, it was really bad. So I get it. I get it. It's like, I can't take the day off. I have people that we got to speak to here on the morning show. What am I going to tell them? So if I take the day off, it's pretty like necessary. So one time I showed up the day after like being in a car accident and I had like a cast around my neck. It was terrible.
What?
That was at the other station. But anyway, all right. So there you go. So I think we've all been there, right? So what do employers need to know about this? We're going to talk about that around the corner with Robert Half and Associates, and we'll be talking to our good friend over there. So we'll be doing all that. Aaron Sullivan, Erin, not A Ron. Okay, so it doesn't work for ladies. It's Erin. Well, most. Every now and then you'll meet a woman that's like, no, I spelled my name the Aaron. Okay, let's go into our social media breakfast club. See who's tuning in over there. All right, on Facebook we've got Don Piercy. Good morning, Don. Bobby Stamps. Let's see, Mom's over there. Mandy Lynn, Stephanie Reed. She says, hello, happy editing and on-set shooting commercials for new clients this glorious, gloomy, cold, and awesome busy day ahead today. Good job, Stephanie. Glad you're keeping busy over there. Taz Zarate over there says, good morning. I'm out today at the VA hospital doing some volunteering. So I can't get my Bluetooth working. Let's see. Now, it is National Donut Day. So many in social media are already talking about it. Where do you get your favorite donuts at? And or maybe what is your favorite donut? Now, Jesse, you have a favorite donut with a little chocolate. What do you describe that as?
A chocolate bar.
A chocolate bar. Okay. Now, let's see. According to this, Bobby Stamp says Wenchell's Donuts is the place to get his donuts. I haven't been to a Wenchell's in I don't know how long it's been. We used to go like Wenchell's was the place to go,
Right?
and I haven't been there in quite a long time. So let's see. But here are some of the really cool places that are actually participating in our let's see donut day. Let's see. Actually, is this an old story? This is oh that was in June because evidently there was another one June 7th. I don't know if there's any particular ones for you there, but you would think like Krispy Kreme probably has a good one over there and a couple others. So yeah, I thought I had a list. I had a list from I guess there was another. I don't think they got the memo that it's donut, Doughnut, because there's two different ways, Donut. So which way do you spell it? All right, well there you go. I'm sure there's somebody observing Donut Day. But we just don't have that list for you. So sorry about that. But moving on. I know that's kind of like a buzzkill, huh? You're kind of like, oh man, if only. Um, did you hear about this Terminator, Jesse? I was like excited to go see this, but something told me just to wait. Did you see the news on that?
No, judging by your facial expression, I'm assuming it's bad.
Yeah, disappointing box office over there. And I saw by the latest comment over there that actually like they might not make their $100 million mark, at least theatrically. Now, see, they always put out these numbers, right? They're like, well, it costs so much, maybe 150, 200 million to make, so they hope to break that in the first couple of weeks because then they're sitting pretty, right? Well, according to this, James Cameron, of course, hey, he's like, he's probably holding his breath over there, but some people are kind of upset about it. Dark Fate was supposed to be one that changed the downward trend. Of course, it would be a reunion. Cameron was coerced to come back, serving as producer and helping break the story. Credit to Cameron and director Tim Miller for knowing there was only one way they could try and justify another Terminator swing. Almost 3 decades away, though, Hamilton finally agreed to once again play Connor. Wasn't enough, though. According to the box office records, not really. But here's the problem. There, it opened to a disappointing 29 million, and it says, in an era where films can be saved by their international performance, which is true, it faces currently a reported $120 million in losses. But this is the part they don't tell you. Domestically, we probably have like, yeah, not so many people going to watch it. But internationally, what they're talking about, like maybe in, I don't know if it's in China, but there are other countries that like make up worldwide performance, right? Or a little bit here, a little bit there. They always look for domestic numbers. So, but here's my feeling on this. I have a feeling this is like a good rental, right? Because how many movies have you seen that you're like, oh, I would never pay full price for that at the box office, but when you watch it on the rental, you're like, actually, that's not a bad movie for $4.99. I mean, you could go either way, right? $4.99, don't mind throwing that away, especially maybe the whole family got to watch it. I felt that way about Suicide Squad. I did not go see that at the movie theaters because I knew I'd be disappointed. But once I saw it after, like for $4.99, I was like, oh, that's a pretty good flick. I enjoyed that. What about you, Jesse?
The Suicide Squad, it was hit and miss. I would not pay full price to see it in theater.
Right.
Uh, yeah,
But for
no,
like 3.99, 4.99
yeah,
standard
that.
definition, you could get right, and then you could like pull in all your friends and watch it all at once, and like I mean that. So look, and this is the great thing about movies now, they're actually making more money in the pay per view. Because speaking of which, AFM, yeah, the American Film Market. This is where I get all my stats. By the way, the American Film Market is happening this week. If you want to get tickets to go to this is one of those things where you get to meet filmmakers, writers, producers, buyers of films or projects. So if you have a project, you definitely want to go to this. We'll actually be interviewing. Hopefully the president of this organization, Jonathan Wolf, sometime this week. The American Film Market's participating right there, November 6th. That starts tomorrow through the 13th in Santa Monica. Again, to attend, you have to either be a accredited buyer or maybe you are just an attendee that wants to network with filmmakers. And a lot of these are independent filmmakers, but there's very big studios like Lionsgate, that's a good distributor. Stars is there, HBO has their people there. And so if you are in the movie business or if you want to get into the movie business, I highly recommend that you go and assimilate yourself with us. I've been going for the last, I want to say, 10 years and gotten to meet a variety of people, but they have some great workshops on this information that, where is media shifting to? Because there's this whole theatrical thing that people are like, they want to do that, but now it's like they're pulling back. And now that's why you're seeing a lot more of Netflix make premieres. I just saw a report today on Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock's going to return. Did you see Bird Box, by the way?
No, I have not.
Neither did I. But you got Martin Scorsese that's returning. Of course, he just premiered one of his big movies over on Netflix. You've got Sandra Bullock returning with another movie from, I guess, somebody that wrote with Mission Impossible. Anyway, my point is this. So everything's going, you're going to see a lot of this, I think, and where it's either really big blockbuster type movies at the movie theater that draw you there, and then you're going to see just, or a quicker, like, they're there in theaters, and then boom, they're like on the streaming devices, right? So there you go. But very interesting shift that we're in when it comes to media. So we'll certainly get some more information on that this week for you as well. Sandy Villanueva on social media says, I loved Suicide Squad. You see? Now, did she pay full price though? I don't know, because for full price, I'd be disappointed personally. I was like, "Ugh." That plus, like $3 M&Ms that you can't sneak in. Okay, and Periscope we got. Let's see, Ice Chocolate. That's cool. That's a nice name. Frank Gark, Zoe Tur, and Turgayur Tikin. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Okay, let's switch gears up entirely, though. Let's go from movies to something that all of you are, of course, concerned about. Oh, yeah, it's water on U.S. airlines. Do you wash your. Well, let's see. Last time you were on the airline, you go to the restroom, you you wash with the water. Have you ever thought of how unsafe or unsanitary that water is?
No, but now you're making me question everything.
You're welcome. Me too. A new study has found that many of the U.S. most popular airlines do not provide safe drinking water, and it may actually be making passengers sick. Now, the 2019 airline water study conducted by DietDetective.com and the Hunter College NYC Food Policy Center investigated 11 major airlines and 12 regional airlines, scoring them from 0 to 5, 5 being the best. All right, so 5 stars, yay. 0, not so good. On the quality of water they provide on board. Now, the scores were based on 10 criteria, including airline fleet size, the presence of coliform bacteria or E. coli in the water. Are you kidding me? That's even an option. And the amount of times they violated the federal government's aircraft drinking water rule, also known as ADWR, which was implemented in 2011 and requires airlines to provide safe drinking water to all passengers and staff. Study scores of 3 or higher suggest the water on board is safe enough to drink. Startlingly, only 3 of the 11 major airlines sampled achieved this score, along with just 1 of the 12 regional airlines. Now, do you want to know the numbers here? Who made it? Who didn't? All right, here we go. Alaska Airlines and Allegiant win the top spot with the safest water in the sky, and Hawaiian Airlines finishes at number 2. That's according to Charles Platkin, who's the executive director of the Hunter College. Said Alaska Airlines and Allegiant Air both received a 3.3, while Hawaiian Airlines was given a 3.1. That, you know what? But that's like, where's the 5s? There's no 5s? Are you kidding me? Spirit and JetBlue tied for the lowest score of the major airlines, each receiving a 1 out of 5. Piedmont Airlines was, I haven't heard of them, but evidently they're big, was the highest rated regional carrier with a score of 4.33. Oh, got it. You know what, Piedmont? You're on my list. And was given to Republic Airways, which operates United Express, Delta Connection, and American Eagle flights. They were also given the lowest score at 0.44. Just like in between 1 and 0. That's seriously. So I think now we all know, be careful out there, right? Did you ever think of that going to the airport? Now you are, right? You're going to think, oh, yeah, no, I heard this on the morning show with Aaron Michael Sanchez and Jesse Sanchez. This is not a thing that I'd want to go like I don't know what I want to do on the airplane. Like, it's like one of those things when people go, well, it's not safe to drink, but it's okay to wash your hands, right? Or do you get dirtier when you wash your hands with this? Or as long as you use soap, it combats the possible E. coli in the water. I don't know what I think about this, Jesse. What about you?
So from what I'm getting is make sure you only drink stuff that is sealed.
I think that's their trick. Because you know how much they charge for like a bottle of water? Like 5. It's like going to the movie theater. You're like $5 for a bottle of water. It's because you're like, please, so I could wash my hands and actually, like, seriously, that's terrible. People always talk about like international, like, oh, you can't go to another country because you're gonna get all this bad stuff. You're gonna get it in the air on your airline. Yeah, welcome. All right, so we're gonna take a break here on the morning show. We'll be right back right after these messages with more right after this. Stay tuned.
Gotta cry to keep from laughing. My eyes are playing tricks on me, 'cause I never thought I'd see you here again. Are you for real or are you acting? Claiming that I'm the best you had, and you wanna go right back to being more than friends. Sorry, I must have missed the punchline. You had the spotlight in my life, but baby, now you're out of time. Ain't it funny how it all comes back around?
see. Dabul Tone, thanks for tuning in on Periscope. We see you over there. We appreciate you. Thanks also for the retweets. Anybody that does a retweet, we appreciate you. Mom says carry your own water, right? Yeah, exactly. Get your water before you get on. Yep. You have to make sure it's sealed, though, by the way. Again, for those of you tuning in and you're thinking, you know what, AFM, what does that stand for? It's the American Film Market. There's only a couple international ones around the world, actually, where distributors and filmmakers actually come by, and this is a very independent film making process. So you have a lot of independent filmmakers that come down to Santa Monica, and so if you happen to be in Santa Monica, you see a bunch of people in suits. This is all filmmakers, writers, producers, all trying to network and get their film picked up, maybe internationally. And maybe you're thinking, in the American film market, what if I don't have a film? Well, you can learn a lot about the business, especially if like you're a new filmmaker or you're a writer, you're a producer. It's a great place to come network. I do recommend, though, getting a badge and paying for a badge every year, and they've gotten tighter and tighter. But it used to be kind of like a free-for-all. A bunch of people would kind of go, and actors that want to get picked up, they would go for free, and they'd hang out in the Lowe's, which is where it takes place. There's a couple hotels there, but the Lowe's on or off of PCH right there, they would hang out in the lobby and just be like, hey, I belong here. But they didn't because they didn't have a badge. Well, past years, they've allowed that. Last year, they said, if you cannot enter the lobby unless you have a badge. So I do recommend all of our acting friends, and you know who you are, go get a badge. Get a day pass, and then, feel free to network. Go to the after parties, the after events. That's where you get to do a lot of networking as well.
15 seconds.
People always go, how do you know so many people in the industry? AFM, American Film Markets, was the way we did it. You meet a lot of people really quick, really fast.
5 seconds.
All right, here we go. That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, KVVB TV, channel 33, and all social media network platforms that stream live TV. We appreciate you. Okay, on today's show, of course, we're talking about, National Donut Day, and of course, we were just talking about airlines that make you sick with their water. You're like, why am I so sick? Probably the airline, because you drank the water. Don't drink the Kool-Aid mixed in with the water because it's terrible. Okay, but this study is for those of you that have young ones. Yes, screen time. We've talked about this on the show plenty of times, and there's a new study which actually is been published. It's a study at Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center. They have found that young children who get more screen time than doctors recommend have differences in parts of the brain that support language and self-regulation. It's not clear how the changes affect a child's development just yet, but the study put 47 healthy Cincinnati area children between 3 and 5 through magnetic resonance imaging of their brains, also known as MRI, as well as cognitive testing. Now, while the study did not learn how screen time changed the brains, it did show that skills such as brain processing speed were affected. Screen-based media, according to Dr. John Hutton, the author of the study and director of the Reading and Literacy Discovery Center at Cincinnati Children's Hospital, said the use is prevalent and increasing in homes, childcare, and school settings at ever younger ages. These findings highlight the need to understand effects of screen time on the brain, particularly during stages of dynamic brain development in early childhood, so that providers, policymakers, and parents can set healthy limits. The Cincinnati Children's Study was published in the journal JAMA Pediatrics, that's JAMA, and follows a string of studies released this year on the effects of screen time on the youngest humans. A Canadian study published in April found that screen time can affect attention spans in preschoolers. A March study found that mobile use can delay expressive language in 18-month-olds. And another JAMA Pediatric study in April found that screen time can affect how a child performs on developmental testing. So, what's the takeaway here? I think it's pretty obvious, right? Limit the screen time, especially for the young one. Now, I get it. I totally understand. it's nice when you have a little quiet time with like the 3 to 5 year old because you're like they're so entranced with that mobile device and you're thinking, when you were that young, you probably would have been just as happy to have that between 3 and 5 as well. But this is the time when the brain is really starting to learn the eyes and the eye movement. We've talked to experts on this very subject, which I've said for quite some time, and now I think the studies are actually proving them right more than wrong, is that screen time actually limits the person, because it's so close to you, right? Remember when your parents, I don't know, Jesse, if you were the one like me, where we would like go really close to the television monitor. Remember the TVs back in the day, but we only like they were like the old kind, and then you were so close, and your parents were like, "Please don't get so close to the TV; it's gonna mess up your eyes." Remember that?
Yeah, they used to yell at me, "Get away from the TV or else you go blind."
Yeah, exactly. Which is probably why I wear glasses from time to time. But my point is this. My point is this. Yeah, so we have seen this, and there have been studies about ADHD as well that is seen as that, but it's actually the way the brain processes. I mean, think about YouTube. These kids know how to like go from the next one. We saw like a 3 year old go through her YouTube. She's like, nope, 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 and then like her attention span was so limited because she's like, I'm not interested. Skip, 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 skip. Whereas us as kids, you had to watch it from beginning to end. Remember that? You had to learn to be patient. So the kids are getting less patient now. But there you go. So if you are a parent, maybe you're a young parent or you're a first time parent and you're thinking, oh, wow, the iPad, that's like the best babysitter known to man, just veer off that, at least for the time being, or limit. Not saying remove it, but limit it. Yeah, there you go. And trust me, it is. But when the little one, the little cousin, he was on that thing nonstop. And then we found out he had like issues over there. And then the doctor that we saw said, yeah, you just have to limit it. And it was a vast improvement, by the way, vast improvement. It was like down to just an hour, which they said limit it daily to an hour of screen time. And guess what? Here's the great trick with that. Now, you know how kids are like, I don't want to behave. You're like, well, then no iPad for you. Oh, I'll behave. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, so there you go. Right, Jesse? I'm sure, like, did your parents ever do that? We're like, okay, you're going to be locked up in your room. But now you can't do that because everything that's fun is in the room, right? There's no boring now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's like, I got my iPad, so what? I'll be in here all day. All right, so we're going to take a quick break here on the morning show. Yeah, that would be me as a kid. I'd be like, that's fine. I'll be more bad more often. But okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back right after these messages. Poor mom and dad. I hear I was good after the age of 8. Maybe younger. I don't know. All right, we'll see. We'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. Robert Half coming up next. Yeah, stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, now Stephanie Reed, I know you are in entertainment, and you say there is a new site for filmmakers called Friends in Film. Apparently, she helps you get paid film and TV jobs, and it's not just for filmmakers; it's also great for actors. Now, Stephanie, you're in Cleveland, right? Cleveland, Ohio, I believe. So there's another site which we're really good friends with. It's called Stage 32. I highly recommend that you log on to that. It's free to join. And it's a community of really filmmakers, writers, producers, and the like. It's really for people in the industry, and it's free to join. So, if I can make a recommendation, we've had them on the show in the past, and recently I actually reached out to Amanda. Maybe I could have them on again. But they will attend American Film Market because they know that's where a lot of these people come. So they go and they're like, hey, open up a profile. But they also have workshops and really cool stuff over there at Stage 32. So any filmmaker that's listening or want to be filmmaking person, sometimes you get a lot of books, but you read a lot of books, it's not always the best, but just diving into it and getting to meet the people that make things happen is super important. I highly recommend that you join the team over there, stage32.com, stage32.com. You'll get a free profile set up, and who knows, you might be able to ask, connect with people and get your project to that next level, because it's so easy to do that nowadays. I mean, you just like, you got an editor over here, you got a filmmaker over here, and speeds are picking up, so you can like shoot a bunch, upload it, send it to somebody else, have them edit it over there. Like, you don't even have to be in the same facility. It's crazy. So everything's been changing. All right, I think 2 callers? Like, did I double book? Okay, put Robert Half on primary and the other one off. Well, put Robert Half, which is Aaron, on primary. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I have getting stuff in my ear. I'm just so. And then let's find out who the other one is, so that but move them to 8:40. We'll take a break and then we'll come back to them. Did I double book? Or are they set for a different day? It's usually my fault, so.
We got 20 seconds.
All right, thanks. Let's see, Robert Half. They're the only ones on the book, but I probably double booked somebody by accident. Sorry. So Robert Half, we're focusing on Robert Half, right? Okay. We'll take a break after this and regroup to get that other person. That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KVVB 1490 AM, KVVB TV 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV. It's that time for our friends at Robert Half and Associates. Yes, 9 out of 10 LA workers going to work sick with cold and flu symptoms. So to break this down, especially for employers everywhere, and maybe us employees as well, we got somebody here with us, a returning guest, Aaron Sullivan over there. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Aaron.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no, well, your name's Aaron, so we got to have you back, right? It's like honorary. Aaron's, Sanchez's. If you're a Sanchez, you're an Aaron, you're in, like Flynn. Okay, let's talk about this really quick. Aaron, there was a study done. What does this mean for people, especially when it comes to the cold and flu? And I have a question for you that you may or may not agree with, but first, let's go to the study.
Okay, yep. Recent study shows 90% of employees come to the office sick.
Wow. Okay, so the second question is that you may or may not agree with. Can we just put them in a bubble? Is that a possible thing so they don't get the rest of us sick?
Right, that's a great question, and that's, I think, what we need to look at when we see these results of 90% of employees coming sick. What can we do to help either alleviate that or help allow them to come to work if they feel it necessary, but also not get everyone else sick?
Yeah, I think there needs to be like a room where you get stuck in and you're like, okay, you can work in that room over there. But what are some recommendations you're making as far as like employers doing to make the place like better germ free, or B, just, accommodating that?
Sure. Well, the first thing is, as an employer, I think that's where it starts to trickle down from, because a large majority, 54%, say they come to work sick just because they have too much work to do. 40% don't want to use sick leave, but 34% feel pressure from their employer. So just starting as an employer, that if you're sick, not coming to work, that will reduce some of that pressure on your employees to not feel like they have to come to work sick. So that's option number one, is lead by example. If you're not feeling well, stay home. That way your employees know it's okay to stay home if you're not feeling well.
You know, it's funny you say that. I just literally thought about a job that I took when I was in my teens. And in the first week that I got the job, I literally got deathly sick. It was really bad. And I think I was out 2 days, and they said, you know what? You don't need to come back. And I thought, oh, man, like I was seriously sick. They didn't realize it, but because it was new, so I should have gone in, like, and then would they have sent me home anyway, or what? I mean, I don't know. What do we do?
Yeah, that's a tough one, especially when it's early on to the job. There's options, if with technology now, if you can give your employees the option to work from home, or if they can say, hey, you know what, I'm not feeling well. Is there somebody else that can maybe help me with my workload so that your company doesn't feel that much pressure of you being out? And oftentimes, if you as an employee help someone else out when they're sick, they're willing to turn around and do the same. So just kind of being in that partnership, offering them maybe that cubicle in the corner if they really have to come in, or giving them that flexibility to work from home. But then just keep in your office lots of Kleenex, have a sink with soap, hand sanitizer, really anything you can help do to keep the germs contained as best as possible. That's also going to help, because we know in small offices, one employee gets sick and they come in, you're contaminating 5, 10 other people. You really have to look at the bigger picture and say what's most beneficial for the overall office productivity.
I seriously think a bubble would be good. I'd be that employer though if somebody would like to say, "Can I just work from home today?" I would probably be like, "Yes, can we put a tracker on you so that I can make sure you're not going to the baseball game today to see the World Series or something like that?" Thank God that's over. But right, cuz I mean people kind of abuse the system. How do you find out whether they're abusing the system or not?
Well, that's a great question, actually. I think a lot of it just has to do with, do you know your employees? You know, what systems are they utilizing from home? If they're using a company software, then you can typically track to see, are they getting their work done for the day? But another point on that is, some companies have sick leave and separate choice time off, where if you companies provide those as a combined, you're less likely to have an employee utilize their sick leave for a day out or a fun activity, because it comes a little bit more precious to them because it's all just choice time off. So maybe even looking at your benefits plan to see how you're allocating sick leave versus additional time off might help alleviate people misusing sick leave and actually then being willing to use it when they're not feeling well.
Now, I mean, the silver lining in this is there are temp workers ready to go at a moment's notice when somebody is out sick that maybe has a very important position, or maybe it could even be for several months. I just spoke to somebody who's going to leave because of her foot. She's getting surgery, so she's going to be on disability for quite some time. How does Robert Half help employers all around the U.S. be able to find out exactly how they can get somebody to take care of that for the temporary time being until the next person comes back?
Yep. So we have hundreds of offices nationwide and actually worldwide, and we pride ourselves in being proactive. We keep a large list of employees who we know are available same day, next day. In fact, we're recently reaching out to some of our employees to say who's interested in just short-term sick leave, holiday coverage. So we have a great candidate pool. So it really can be as simple as letting your employee take the time off, picking up the phone, calling your local Robert Half, or going online and even using our candidate browser tool where you can pick out your own candidate online, and we'll get you a candidate same day, next day. You don't have to feel that stress or pressure, and you have a proven performer who's already been assessed and referenced to come in and help cover for any absences that you have.
Now, Aaron, I know you run a tight ship in your own office there, or at least I've heard. So, what do you do to make it possible for your employees to be like, okay, if you're sick, we're going to make accommodations? I'm just asking, what do you do?
We really do try to, if you're sick and we can accommodate, where we have a great team in place. It is a team environment. We'll take care of it. We want you to feel that you can take the time off and not stress, and know that all your employees are taken care of, all of your clients are taken care of. But we do have options where we have a great technology system. If you need to work from home because you're on a large project that you want to take care of, we will work to accommodate you. We just want to do what's in your best interest, so for you to feel good and for you to get better as soon as possible so you can come back to work at 100%.
See, I like that. And I meant tight ship, like successful, because you guys are very successful over there. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here on the show, right? But now, Aaron, really quick. So let's say I'm just throwing this example out to you, okay? I've got this professional, and they're like, they're very specific at what they do. Like, they switch our cameras around. Do you have somebody that we could just train at the moment's notice? Or how does that work when, like, let's say it's a very specialized field, like in media? Because I don't know that you guys do media, right? You do everything else, but not media.
Well, so we actually have a great division called our creative group that specializes in
Oh.
marketing and social media. So that is the advantage in the business professional sector. We have 7 really, really focused lines of business. So even if you need something in the legal sector, we have a Robert Half Legal. So we get you, you're not just working with Robert Half, but then we're going to give you to a division that knows exactly what your need is and has a candidate pool within those particular kind of spectrums and parameters, so that you will get a candidate that is as quickly a plug and play as possible, and reduce your training time.
See, I'm telling you, you guys blow my minds every single time I talk to you. But I want to say thank you again for spending time with us. I know you got to get back to work because you can't be like calling sick, right? Because we all know that's not possible. Because you're like, working things over there. How long have you been there with the company, by the way, Aaron?
I'm coming up on my 8th year.
Congratulations. I know you're doing something great over there. A lot of people look to your team to make things happen. So thank you, Erin, for spending time with us here on the morning show.
Thank you so much.
All right. We need to take a quick break. When we come back, we got more right here of the morning show. And in the meantime, go check it out, Robert Half. And you can find all the information right there, roberthalf.com. We'll be right back right after this.
She didn't call back. How sad. Yeah, it was something called Hope for Warriors. Hope. Uh-oh, he's thinking, people.
I am, because I'm like, I don't remember scheduling this.
Hmm. She said she would call back at 8:40, but or 12:40, but
Yeah, I
obviously she did
never
not.
confirmed this. I never even said. She just assumed.
Is this prank the board operator day?
It's prank the board operator day. Yeah, I really did not. This is to confirm your radio interview, but I never. Maybe I. Okay, let me go back. Yeah, I don't see any. I mean, it's a good subject, but I don't think I ever even said, "Oh, we have this." Maybe I did. Uh, I'm not ready. So, but I can make myself ready. Yeah, if they call back in, I think she got her lines. I think they got their lines. They probably confirmed for somebody else.
They said your name specifically.
No, because she knows me. Like she has my phone
Oh,
number,
okay.
so she'll call sometimes. But I know this did not. Because I would have remembered this. How does? Okay, so let me read this. Sorry, guys. So we're on our behind the scenes footage here of the morning show. So you're watching what goes on. Typically, like the radio audience has no idea, and the TV audience has no idea, but you see all of our conversation. You're not hearing our broadcast producer in my ear either. So you're hearing Jesse, but you're not hearing the other half. So it's kind of confusing for you. I get it. People be like, lock him up. He's hearing voices. Yeah, it's in my headset. Let's see. How does Hope for the Warriors help service members, veterans, and military families?
20 seconds.
Veterans Day. Okay, I'll roll with it if they call in.
If they call, yeah.
Ah, got it. Right. Wait, what are we going to next then? All right, I'll go back to a story, and then if they call in, I'll just switch it over. All right, thanks.
Yep. 2 seconds.
We talk about eggnog or chicken. Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show right here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM, KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, and Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. So we got a lot to talk about here, and we want to say, first of all, a big thank you to Robert Half and all of the team over there worldwide. By the way, I was not aware of that. We got to find out how many countries they are in, but worldwide. So if you're in a job predicament, you're an employer and you're thinking, I really need to get a professional, send it on through. They can help you find that person. There it is. Account temps as well. They're a Robert Half company. They got a lot of divisions over there. They got the technical field. They got, as we learned, the creative field as well. That one always never ceases to amaze me, all the different positions they have. Or if you're that person looking for work, this is a great way to get some additional temporary work in and possibly find out what's in your area, what's in your neighborhood. Maybe you'll do such a great job they want to end up hiring you permanently. Sometimes that happens as well. So Robert Half, we appreciate you. Thank you for spending time with us here on the morning show. Okay, switching gears up entirely, because I know a lot of you, especially you, Jesse, need to know about this. the latest consoles that are coming out, because we all learned that the latest PlayStation doesn't come out till next holiday season, not this holiday season, which I was so excited for. And now I'm just like buzzkill. But the Sega Genesis. Did you ever play with Sega Genesis, Jesse?
Yes, I loved my Sega.
And what happened to your Sega?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Oh, did somebody trash it? Did somebody throw it out? Did you get in trouble? Did a girlfriend be like, "You can't have that. You're taking
No,
all my time"?
more like I left it at a friend's house and we stopped becoming friends, and yeah,
I
that was
think
a long time ago.
I think that was a planned breakup of a friendship. By the way, they're like, "Yes, I scored with the." You know what? You should call them back. I would. You know what? That not shoot. I would be like, you know what? Give me back that Sega Genesis. Well, look, or you could just not have to deal with it. The Sega Genesis Mini is an exact replica of Sega's original video game console from 1989. So in '89, or around there, you had a little bit of a falling out with your friend, huh? Sad. But Sega Genesis Mini, it's only $79. Good job, Sega. It's a happy 30th anniversary. It really looks like Sega. It's like, you remember the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? It's like they shrunk it down. It includes 42 built-in games from Sega's past, like Altered Beast. Oh man,
Ooh.
Jesse, you're gonna be like, man, I should get this back, by the way, because those things are worth money after so long. Like it's like vintage, right? So did you have Altered Beast?
Yes,
Golden Axe?
of course.
Echo the Dolphin?
I like that game.
It was kind of relaxing, wasn't it? It was kind of like, I don't get this
So
dolphin, but it's
nice change of pace.
yeah, nice change of pace, right? Sonic the Hedgehog 2
Oh, of course.
and Earthworm Jim.
Oh, yeah, you got to have that.
You had to have Earthworm Jim, right? He throw him that for those of you that don't. Some of you remember Earthworm Jim. It was cool. He was it was a worm stuck in like a suit, and in order to like jump around, his hand would pick up his worm sight, throw it. He'd like loop around something and then swing with it, and then put himself back right in. Remember that? It made
Yes.
no sense, but we loved it. It was great for all of us. So there you go. And also Mega Man, the Willy Wars, only available as a Sega Channel subscription back in the day, but it's available also Sega's version of Tetris, which has never been before released. How cool is that? So you could feature, let's see, the modern touches. They've got a lot of cool stuff there. If you really want to blast from the past, you can use a retro setting to make your TV look like that old tube from yesteryear, with like the lines and stuff. Although I would be not so into that. But there you go. The console comes with fully sized 3 button controllers that attach via USB. A 6-button controller is also available for $20. A power cable, micro USB power adapter, and an HDMI cable. So they have brought this back to the. Ooh, man! I'm looking at the other ones in here. There's a couple of them. Remember Fantasy Star? Fantasy Star is in
Yes,
this one.
love that game.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me look. See. Oh, Castlevania. Ooh, that was my game. That Castlevania. I don't remember but you basically killed vampires. That was the deal. Castlevania. Bloodlines. That's the one that they're featuring. So, and for you Disney fans, Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse. There you go. How cool is that? Huh?
game.
I'm getting an idea for the little one. Be like, you know what? These games you did not have to learn how to read, by the way. You just knew, that's a great idea. He recently got behind one of those retro little Nintendo games, and he played Super Mario Brothers, but the original Mario Brothers. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, Brenda was like, go backwards. Remember, you couldn't go back on the first game. You could only go forward. Remember that, Jesse?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Only
like,
move forward.
yeah, you could only move forward. There was only one way to the end. So there you go. I think we need to get this for him. Then he'll be like, okay, I'm happy now. Or he'll be like, this is boring. You should see my games on my iPad. They're so much better. I'll be like, chill out, kid. This is what we had when we were kids. Don't make me feel bad. All right, for you ladies out there, I'm going to take, since Brenda hasn't been with us, this is the not Brenda episode of the beauty segment because it combines one of my favorite shows with something that you ladies like, right? And maybe some of you guys. I'm not judging. A Friends eyeshadow palette exists. Yes. Did you like Friends, Jesse?
No.
Yeah, you
I
either
have
liked it
never
or you
wa-
didn't. Yeah.
No.
I get it. I get it. I had some friends that loved it, and I was like, "What? I don't understand this." And I was all like this, and then I'd sit there for a couple hours. I'd be like, "Okay, this is actually kind of funny." You just have to sit there for a couple hours, I think. But it's something. Hot Topic is currently selling the cruelty-free palette over its website. It's truly making everybody's day. It's currently on sale for under $14. Yeah. There's a shimmery called Pivot, named after the absolutely insane episode in which Ross, Chandler, and Rachel attempt to bring a sofa up an apartment stairwell. That was funny. If you've seen it, you know the one. Then there's it's a Moo Point. It's an inky black Miss Shenandler Bong, glittery brick red, and of course, we were on a break. That is one of the most hilarious. I know. For those of you that don't and never saw the show, you have no idea what that is. It was funny. Yeah, that's a shimmer purple. And then, of course, let's see. There's one, the 90s inspired doodles, including the opening credits fountain, Phoebe's guitar, Smelly Cat, and New York City taxi cabs. The mirror in the palette also asks the user, and please read in Joey's voice, "How you doing?" Remember that? The "How you doing?" Everybody knows that line. I mean, you didn't even have to see the whole thing to know that. But there you go. How you doing? So yeah, that makes a great gift for somebody that actually like goes back to the past. So this is kind of like retro 80s, right? I think that's what we're kind of feeling right now in this segment. Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, good job over there. Matthew McConaughey went behind the lines, the California fires. Yeah, the California fire lines. On Friday, he teamed up with disaster relief organization Operation Barbecue Relief and Wild Turkey Bourbon to cook, prepare, and deliver meals to first responders in multiple wildfires that raged across his second home of California. McConaughey, who has been the creative director of Wild Turkey since 2016. Oh, this is his organization. Kicked off the Bourbon Brand's annual With Thanks campaign in LA by making barbecue turkey dinners for firefighters and other first responders battling the flames in Southern California and personally thanking them for their hard work. The Oscar winner helped put together 800 dinners, which were delivered to over 20 fire stations. An additional 800 meals were also prepared for local homeless shelters. And you know what? I've always liked Matthew, but I especially like Matthew now. So congratulations, Matthew. Good job spending your time off and doing stuff that actually make a difference in other people's lives. In an Instagram live video on Friday, he introduced some of the volunteers and encouraged his followers to donate their money or time to Wild Turkey's disaster relief efforts. According to this, he said, quote, "Putting some food into bellies that are gonna need it. That's what we're doing here." Oh, all right, all right, all right. McConaughey previously teamed up with Wild Turkey to recognize first responders from Hurricane Harvey with a turkey dinner in Houston, Texas. So he's just going around town. All right, all right. So you donate? He's like, all right, all right. Now, can we get a Matthew McConaughey Amazon voice? That would be fun, don't you think? I I think no, no. Brenda's like, I don't think so. That's after. Shall I say it? I won't. I'm gonna keep that one to myself. Okay. So moving on though. Let's see. There's another story here that I think you'll find kind of entertaining, depending on what side of the aisle you're on. Costco. They're selling a huge bottle of boozy eggnog, and people are like, "Oh, please!" Now, do you like eggnog, Jesse?
No, that is something that should never have been invented.
You must have had really bad eggnog. When's the last time you had eggnog, Jesse?
A while ago. It's dairy, remember? Is there dairy in there?
I guess you're right. You know what? I'm willing to put up with the after effects. I forgot about that actually. So I was raised on eggnog, so I love the sweetness. But Costco's Kirkland Signature has been stocking its shelves with this ideal Christmas drink for years. It's back for the 2019 holiday season. In previous years, you may have seen the traditional holiday eggnog wine liqueur, which is made with real dairy cream. Yeah, Jesse's got the lactose intolerance experience. So do I, but I will take a lactate for this. Whiskey, spiced rum, brandy, and French vanilla as described on the label. It has, wait for it, 14.75% ABV. The wine cocktail version that we're talking about now seems to be a bit different, but has the same idea. Yeah, so maybe you're thinking, I want to try this out. It's the spiked eggnog is made with real dairy cream, has 13.9% ABV, so there's no need to mix up your own concoction. The huge bottle is only $8.99. Yeah, good deal over there. And okay, so truth be told, I actually grew up on eggnog that had no alcohol, just straight eggnog, and it was delicious. So whenever I see it in stores, I'm like, oh, I need to have that. But this year we actually discovered, because we were actually at another store. Dare I say it? Should I say it? Should I not? I don't want to tell people where we shop at. They might. They might. Yeah, let's not. Okay. Stater Brothers was fantastic. We love Stater Brothers. And so one lady was like, oh man, they have a special one. And they have like a liqueur version. And I've never had, except one time, I had somebody who took regular eggnog, put in some rum, and it was delicious. So this one had kind of like this one. And I have to admit, I took a swig of it and I was like, because it was so strong. So yeah, that's the one. That's the other eggnog there. It's really good, but it's a little bit strong. So if you like strong, then get that. But there you go. So did you have one with alcohol or no alcohol, Jesse?
No alcohol.
Okay, maybe with a little alcohol. Oh, you don't really drink, but you know what? A little, like, watch your girlfriend's gonna slip it, and you're gonna be like, "Hey!" Now, are you like a sloppy drunk, or have you ever gotten drunk, or are you the kind that's like, "Yeah, let's party now"? Whoa.
Uh, Good question. I'm kind of more the wandering drunk.
The wandering drunk, like, what does a wandering drunk do?
I just walk around.
Okay, so look, I told Brenda this early on. I said, look, I'm kind of like, for those that know me, I'm very like, I'm pretty calm. I'm not, that I have to like take some energy drinks in order to like, get really hyper. But so when I drink now, if I drink wine, relaxed. In fact, I'll probably knock out in about like half an hour if I drink like a certain amount of wine. But if I drink hard liquor, it's called, yeah, let's go on this. What? I get that person. So I'm more assertive, right? So I'm like, yeah, let's go out. I change. You don't want to. It's like, ooh, wow. So there you go. Kind of like all of the like, what do you call it? All of the everything that held you back, you now like go forward, right? So I make it a point not to drink unless at home. But so there you go. So tip for those that want to try the eggnog, go try it out. Let me know what you think about it. All right. So there you go. All right, guys, we need to take a huge break because we'll be back tomorrow. Same place, same channels, all of them. And we'll see you tomorrow with Melissa Gonzalez of the Lioness Group coming up next here on ABC News Radio. Jesse, take it away. All right, so we appreciate each and every one of you for spending time with us on social media. We've got Don Piercy, who's laughing it up over there. We've also got Chris J. It's their first day on Periscope. For those of you that don't know, Periscope is on Twitter. Twitter owns Periscope, and so it runs natively. So when you retweet us, we get more viewers, and we appreciate all the retweets that go in on that. Let's go to our Breakfast Club in social media on Facebook. Let's see, Mandy Lynn says, courage in a shot. Right? That's exactly what it is. Courage in a shot. Diana Chenevere says, I love eggnog too. Right? It's good stuff. Got Yosue over there. Good morning, Yosue. Sandy as well. Let's see. And then there's this one. Diana Chenevere. Let's see. Diana Chenevere says, I love Cafe du Monde's beignets in New Orleans. Okay. I got a story about beignets. I don't know if we have enough time. Probably don't, but I'm going to go back to this. At Café du Monde, the beignets are served with a coating of powdered sugar and sold in orders of 3. They have dark roasted coffee and chicory served black or au lait, which is great with the beignets. But they also have white and chocolate milk, hot chocolate, and fresh squeezed orange juice for children or those who don't drink coffee. Brenda and I will be right over because you just combined 2 things that we both love, beignets and coffee, right? I know. Brenda's like, oh man, I need to have this. She's probably looking it up right now so she could be like, can we go here? So Diana, we might be visiting you sooner than later. But for every rest of you, if you've never had a beignet, go down to downtown Disney, the Jazz Cafe. It's free. I mean, you got to pay for parking, but they validate. So go there, go to the Jazz Cafe, have a beignet. You will love it. You're going to just like, now I want to go, and I can't. Oh, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.